Ciao Mundo, hello world, hola mundo, hello mon. We're here today in Torrey Pines, California with another section of the Acute Disease Quality Initiative, which is mainly dedicated to renal recovery after acute kidney injury. So I'm here with John Kellum and Ming Chawla, which are the chairman of this session, and I would like them to describe briefly what it's all about.
So thank you, Claudio. It's a great honor and pleasure to be hosting another session of the Acute Disease Quality Initiative. This one, I think, really fills in a gap that's been in existence for a long time, which is what we do after there's been an event such as acute kidney injury. Right now, the best advice we can give people is to follow up for CKD, but that doesn't start till 90 days. And so people are left in a donut hole, for lack of a better word, and they fall into that hole, and it's really a difficult place to crawl out of.
And I think it's important to recognize that we know that these patients don't recover, if at all, in a straight line. And so the clinicians really need some guidance and some understanding of what to do with these patients. And so we're very fortunate to have assembled a large variety of experts from around the world who are experts in this space to help us come up with some guidelines and some innovative thoughts on how to move forward in this important area of acute kidney disease.
So do you think that this will have importance both for research and clinical management?
Well, as you know, Claudio, it was 15 years ago that we proposed the rifle criteria based on very little data. We're actually working in a space now which actually has a little bit of data, but a huge need for further research. So I think we can, as Mink was saying, get on with some recommendations, suggestions for practice, but more importantly, perhaps, set the stage for future research.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important to recognize that if we are successful in this enterprise, we will have endpoints that we can use to enable the clinical trials to help us develop the therapeutics we so desperately need.
So what are the immediate expectation from this meeting? A manuscript coming out?
A manuscript, definitely, and in a very timely fashion. So help me God.
With definition of recovery, with a definition of persistent acute kidney injury and staging of acute kidney disease.
So there will be this new term, acute kidney disease, I understand.
Correct. And,
okay.
And you know, currently acute kidney injury is kind of covers the first 7 days. 90 days is when CKD begins, and in between there, we have an entity which has been termed acute kidney disease, but not really well defined in the past. And we're in the process of defining it now.
So once again, we are moving forward, and for those who think that this is too complicated, the field is actually complicated, and it requires clear definitions and a better understanding. And it's a pity that it cannot be oversimplified, but nevertheless, I think that by defining each step in the history of AKI, we are going to have a better understanding and finally better care for the patient. With this, I thank you very much for joining today, Cappuccino, and have a wonderful day from Torrey Pines, California. Excellent.